The hospital room suddenly felt too small. Ada, I asked you a question, Madam Ifunanya said again, her voice shaking. How did you get pregnant? Ada's throat dried. Her hands trembled on the hospital bed. She could feel the nurse watching. She could hear her own heartbeat pounding like drum inside her ears. I don't know how to explain, ma, she whispered. Madam's eyes narrowed. Don't insult me. You have been living in my house for almost 1 year. Who is responsible? Ada opened her mouth, then closed it again, because the truth was standing inside that house every day, eating at the same dining table, sleeping in the same bedroom as Madam. And Ada was terrified. Before Ada could answer, the hospital door opened. Oga Chinedu walked in. Ada fainted. What happened? He asked, pretending to be worried. Madam turned slowly to look at him. She is pregnant. For a brief second, just 1 second, Ada saw it, the fear in his eyes, but it disappeared quickly. He adjusted his face and frowned. Pregnant? How? He asked, acting shocked. Madam's voice was rising now. That is what I'm asking her. Oga walked closer to Ada's bed. Ada, he said in a calm but dangerous tone, who is responsible? Ada felt her stomach twist. He was asking her like he didn't already know. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Madam folded her arms. You better talk now. Ada looked at Oga. Oga looked back at her. And in that moment, Ada understood something clearly. If she spoke, she might lose everything. If she kept quiet, she would still lose everything. She was already trapped. I have someone outside, Ada said weakly. The lie tasted bitter in her mouth. Madam gasped. Outside? You have boyfriend? Ada nodded slowly, unable to look at her. Quickly, Oga seized the opportunity. You see, these girls of nowadays, you bring them to help you, they bring disgrace. Ada felt like someone had slapped her soul. Disgrace? He had the courage to say that. Madam turned back to Ada. How long has this been going on? Ada remained silent. Madam shook her head in disappointment. I trusted you. I gave you my house keys. I left my children with you. Each word pierced Ada's heart because it was true. Madam trusted her, and that trust was now burning. That evening, Ada was discharged from the hospital. The car ride home was quiet, heavy, suffocating. When they reached the compound, Madam stopped at the gate and turned to Ada. You cannot stay in my house again, she said coldly. Ada felt the ground disappear before her feet. Ma, please, she begged softly. I don't want bad example around my children. Pack your things tonight. Tomorrow morning, you leave. Oga remained silent, staring straight ahead. Ada looked at Oga, hoping, praying maybe he would say something. But he didn't. He did not even blink. That night, Ada packed her small bag with shaking hands. Every item reminded her of the past year. The clothes Madame bought for her, the phone Oga gifted her, the small savings she kept inside an envelope. She sat on the small bed and cried quietly. God, what do I do now? She whispered. Her parents didn't know. Her village didn't know. If she returned home, pregnant without husband, shame would follow her family forever. She felt foolish for protecting Oga, foolish for believing he would defend her. At 11 p.m., there was a soft knock on her door. She froze. Oga? She asked weakly. Yes, open. Her heart pounded as she opened the door slightly. He stepped inside. You shouldn't have lied like that, he said calmly. Ada stared at him in disbelief. Me? She whispered. You are blaming me? He lowered his voice. Do you want to destroy my marriage? Think carefully. Tears rolled down her cheeks again. I didn't ask for this, sir. Oga sighed impatiently. Listen, I will give you money. Enough to rent small room somewhere. Remove the pregnancy quietly. Let this end. Ada's chest tightened. Remove it. She touched her stomach unconsciously. The pregnancy suddenly felt real. It is a sin, she said softly. Oga'S face hardened. Sin? You are talking about sin now? He stepped closer.
If you talk, nobody will believe you. Who will they trust, you or me? His words hit her like stone, because deep down, she knew he was right. Unknown to both of them, someone was standing outside. Somto. The 8-year-old boy had woken up to drink water and heard voices from the boys' quarters. He didn't understand everything, but he heard something that confused him. "Don't tell Madam," Oga had said. Somto's young mind began to piece things together slowly. He quietly returned to his room. The next morning, Madam supervised as Ada carried her small bag to the gate. The children stood behind their mother. Muna started crying. "Auntie Ada, where are you going?" Ada forced a smile through tears. "I am going to visit my village." Madam avoided eye contact. Oga stood at the balcony upstairs watching. Before Ada stepped out, Madam said something that broke her completely. "I never expected this from you." Ada wanted to scream the truth right there, but fear glued her mouth shut, and she walked out. With the money Oga forced into her hand, Ada rented a tiny single room in a crowded area of Port Harcourt. The room was hot, the roof leaked slightly, the toilet was shared outside. This was not the life she imagined when she left her village. She found small job washing clothes for neighbors to survive. Weeks passed. Her stomach slowly started showing. People in the compound began to whisper, "Small girl like this, city has spoiled her." Ada endured it all silently.
Back at the duplex, tension was building. Somto had been quiet since the night he overheard his father. One evening during dinner, he suddenly asked, "Daddy, why were you telling Auntie Ada not to tell Mommy something?" Silence fell like thunder. Madam looked up sharply. "What do you mean?" Oga laughed nervously. "Children hear things and misunderstand." But Somto continued innocently. "That night when rain was falling, I heard you." Madam's spoon dropped. Her heart began racing. She slowly turned to her husband. "Chinedu, what is he talking about?" For the first time, Oga Chinedu did not have quick answer. That night, Madam could not sleep. Her mind replayed everything. Ada's weight loss, Ada's fear, the sudden pregnancy, her husband's strange silence, the expensive phone he bought for Ada, the late nights he claimed to be working. Something inside her began to shift. Something dangerous. The next morning, Madam walked into her husband's study. "We need to talk." Oga looked up from his laptop calmly. "About what?" "About Ada." His jaw tightened slightly. "Did you have anything to do with that pregnancy?" The question hung in the air like a knife. Oga stood slowly. "Are you accusing me?" "I am asking you," Madam replied, voice shaking but firm. Oga laughed. "You trust a house girl over your own husband?" Madam's eyes filled with tears. "I trusted both of you." The room felt heavy, because for the first time, the secret was cracking. And when secrets crack, they don't just break quietly, they explode. Madam stood frozen, staring at her husband, waiting for answer. Oga avoided her gaze. Outside, Somto watched from the hallway, confused and scared. Far away, in her small leaking room, Ada sat alone, holding her stomach, unaware that the storm she feared might soon reach the big duplex. The truth was no longer buried, it was breathing, and very soon it would speak.